created an empty project here. I call it Google Fonts. And what we have to do now is we have to go in the terminal. I'm using the iTerm. You can use the Mac terminal. And let's zoom a little bit. And as you see, I'm on the desktop. I'm gonna change to Google Fonts folder. And here I'm going to do npm, because it's an npm module that we're going to use, install ---- save, because we want to save the dependency in the package file, and we're gonna install the Framer-Google Fonts. That's the module responsible for including the Google Fonts inside our projects. So we hit enter and we wait a little bit to get it installed, and as you see, it's telling us, well, there are some warnings, but it's not our fault. It's being successfully installed. Now we can go back to the Framer project, and we're going to, sorry, not the Framer project, not here, I mean, we're going to the Framer project, but in the Finder. So I have it here open, and we're gonna head inside the modules. So inside the module, as always, we have the mymodule.coffee, but we're going to create a new file. It's gonna be called whatever you want. In this case, I'm gonna call it fonts.coffee. So we have now the fonts.coffee. I'm gonna open it in a text editor that I'm using, Sublime Text. And we're gonna write here exports.googlefonts equals require Framer Google Fonts. So in that way, we are creating a module that is requiring a node package, like we were doing in the lesson where we see how you can add any node package to your prototypes. So I'm going to save this file and we can close it, and we can come now to the Node.js inside Framer, to the project, and we can actually require it. So I'm going to do Google Fonts equals require fonts. I name it fonts, right? Yes, it is. So now we are requiring the file fonts. I'm gonna save. Okay, because there was a warning and you have to save in order to reload the files. So now we are requiring the module fonts. That's this module here, that it's requiring the other module, the Google Fonts module. So now we can do import basically Google Fonts. So let's go to the website and let's search for example for something strange. Let's find some handwriting. So let's remove the other filters and let's use the handwriting. Okay, I'm gonna use this one here. This one looks nice. The Great Vibes. So I'm gonna copy the name. I'm going to come here and we're gonna say new Google Fonts, and we just have to pass the name. So Great Vibes. And now we can create a new layer. In this case, it's a label layer. So it's utils.label layer. And if you don't know the label layer, you can come here to the documentation, because I think I haven't talked about it before. So basically it creates a layer and it adds a label on it. So it's a quick utility to create layers with text. So you can easily create them. This method was added recently in Framer. So you can do utils label layer. We need a new layer, so new layer. Well, actually I'm gonna create them separate. So we're gonna say text layer equal new layer, like we do always. Then I'm gonna do text layer dot center, so it gets centered. And now we can do utils dot label layer, and this will be the text layer and the text that we want to put. So it will be this is a test. Okay. This label layer, as you can see here, the documentation receives layer and text, but as we imported the Google fonts, it has some other properties. So we can pass also a font family that is gonna be, in this case, the great vibes, and also I'm gonna change the font size to be 20. Okay, let's make now the layer a little bit bigger. So width will be screen dot size, size dot width, and height screen dot size dot height. And now we can make the text bigger so we actually see it, because it's a bit small. So you see that by using this Google Fonts module, we can now import different fonts and we can use them in our designs. So for example, let's import another one. So I'm gonna do new Google Fonts, and I'm gonna import this one, for example, rock salt. Okay, now I'm gonna create another layer. Oh, I'm gonna use the same just for the sake of this demo. It's gonna be enough. So you see right now we are using the great vibes, and we can change it to the rock salt, and we are using this new font. So you see how easy it is to import the Google fonts.